There's not a person I know who doesn't dream of one day living in their dream home. Most of them are mansions with a pool, huge garage, maybe a basketball court, arcade machine, bowling alley, full gym, yada yada yada, but there are also some people out there who are just crazy and have crazy houses to go along with it. Hey Bumblebees, Dewey Stewart, your King Bee, coming at you again today with one of my favorite lists I have done, honestly. I know I was talking about crazy people with crazy houses, but I mean crazy in the best way possible. Because today we are counting down the top 10 craziest houses you won't believe people actually live in. And this is a really fun one, so let's get to it. Starting us off at number 10 is the UFO House, and it's actually located in Caledon, Ontario, not too far away from where I grew up actually. Back in 2016, Toronto Life spoke to homeowner Sam Perry, a 65-year-old retired welder, fitter, and ornithologist, which if you don't know, basically means a bird expert. He built this house in hopes that many of the local birds would join him in his new unique home. It's an open concept layout built around a central greenhouse and aviary, with an indoor patio. The home is 3,200 square feet and it is supposed to be a twisted take on the Pantheon located in Rome. It stands around 10 meters high and 24 meters wide. He has built and designed about 80% of the house by himself and first started the design aspect of the house back in 2006. Perry has sunk about $300,000 into the house so far and is estimating a final cost of $500,000 to $600,000. It was on schedule to be finished in the summer of 2016 and I sure hope it is, because next time I'm on my way back home to see the family, I think I'm gonna make a little pit stop and go chill with Sam and the birds. At number 9 we have the Futuro, or should I say Futuros, another UFO inspired house. At least it looks inspired by UFOs. Does it not? Back in 1968, Finnish designer Matti Saronen's Futuro homes epitomized the space-age design that was so popular in the 1960s. These homes had a usually colorful plastic shell, avant-garde interior, and turned heads wherever they could be found. Even still to this day, they are still turning heads. There is only 100 or so of these crazy homes made around the world, and sadly, many of them have been destroyed or neglected. But there are still a few out there, and if you are in the market for a new place to live, I'm sure for the right price, someone is willing to give up their spaceship home. Back in November of 2020, one of the few remaining livable units was listed in New Zealand. Lucky for any buyer, these homes can be broken down, shipped, and reassembled wherever you would like to live on planet Earth. The old pamphlet and blueprints for these homes look absolutely wild, and I am actually really into it. I love all things weird as well, so I kinda wanna see if these homes are actually home to real alien tech, you know? Maybe these 1960s homes are made by a Finnish designer, or maybe they are real UFOs hiding in plain sight. Did you ever think of that? At number 8 we have the Slide House, located in Nakameguro, Japan. Japanese architects back in 2011 finished building a house that has 2 slides. Yeah, how freaking sweet is that? This 3-story family residence features a circulation route that utilizes both stairs and playground equipment. Since most of the outer space area is either stairs or slides, most of the light comes from natural light from sky windows above. It is also featured with curved edges and corners to allow light to bounce and curve around all the white interior. Obviously, there is a small living room and play area for the kids in the center of the house, and I cannot tell you how jealous I actually am. Every single picture I found online of this house had 2 little kids just having the time of their lives, just playing all over the place. I mean, imagine playing tag or even just waking up on a lazy Saturday morning and you give a nice big yawn and a stretch, and then you just literally roll out of bed and slide on down to your living room, right onto your couch to watch those amazing Saturday morning cartoons. Man oh man, some people just have it made. At number 7 we have the narrowest house in the world. The narrowest house in the world is located in Warsaw, Poland, and is 150 square feet of living space spread out over 2 floors. Maybe spread out aren't the right words. How about divided between 2 floors instead? I think that's more appropriate. Anyway, at the house's narrowest point it is 2.5 feet wide, and at its widest it is 4 feet wide. Inside, believe it or not, there is a desk, a bed, a beanbag chair, and a kitchen and a bathroom. You can travel to the different floors in the house using the stairs and a large ladder, but I don't know how fun it is to use the ladder first thing in the morning. And you know what? After living in a tiny Toronto apartment for 3 years where I basically lived like Harry Potter in a closet, this house gives me painful flashbacks. I would feel way too squished, and I think I would actually go stir crazy here. But that being said, people have lived in this house and it doesn't look the worst. Not something you want to say though, dropping a huge amount of money on a new place to live. Just my opinion. It doesn't look the worst. At number 6, one which I kinda dig, but I also kinda think would be really annoying after a while, a completely see-through house located in Tokyo, Japan. This completely transparent house has a living space of 900 square feet, which isn't a lot for a full family, but hey, their hydro bill I'm sure is extremely cheap, and they never need to turn on a light ever again. Well, you know, at least during the day, that is. The architects who designed this house wanted to build a structure based off of a tree. You know how animals live in trees and have next to no privacy? Yeah, I think that's what they were gunning for. No matter what, I think this place actually looks insanely cool, but I can't imagine having to be on all the time, you know what I mean? Or even if you bring a company over and you want some privacy. At what point do you say, could we go over to your place, or we could stay here, but if you don't mind, we'll have the entire neighborhood watching. Coming in at our halfway point at number 5, we have the Skatepark House in Malibu, California. This house was built by former skateboarding world champion Pierre-Andre Senegers. Because what other kind of house would you expect a former skateboard world champion to live in? All throughout the house you can skateboard and perform tricks on literally everything, including the furniture. I don't see anyone really living here unless they are indeed a hardcore skater, but I would love to come over for a night, have some drinks, and just watch Pierre and his friends just skate for hours on end. I did have a skate phase when I was younger, but it just, just never stuck. I always applaud skaters though whenever I see them, because that's one of the few sports and pastimes that you know you're going to fall, you're going to fail, you're going to get hurt, and ultimately look like a noob. But you know what? That's how you get better and turn into world champions with sick, awesome homes. So to all of you skater fans out there, that one's for you. Number 4, we have a home that was put inside a church. Now, I actually know quite a few places in my area where I grew up where new homeowners actually bought old churches and made them into their amazing living spaces. But none of them are as cool and stunning as this specific house in Utrecht, Netherlands. Over the last few decades, hundreds of churches have closed in the Netherlands, but this one found a new purpose. Inside the home is tons of original stained glass windows, which are always beautiful, pillars from floor to the ceiling, balconies. The only thing that I couldn't find in the pictures was whether or not it still had the original organ. I love hearing a giant organ playing. I mean, growing up, my mom was an organist for a few different churches, and while we weren't really that religious, I did always love going to hear the music. That being said, it's been a while, so sorry big guy, and hopefully I don't catch on fire on entry. Starting us off in our top 3 spot, at number 3 we have the Seashell House. This was almost my number 1 because this house looks just so wicked cool. The colors, the layout, the furniture, I mean, God, it's cool. This Seashell House is located in Mexico City. It was built in 2006, and I'm sure no one has any plans on tearing it down ever or rebuilding this thing again, because if they do, you got a problem with me. But in case I haven't said it enough, I love this house. There is attention to every single detail throughout the entire structure, and next to no corners for you to stub your toes on. What a dream! It's filled with plants, natural light, stained glass. It even has a TV, but I mean, I don't know if I would even need one. I would just be chilling on the bed the entire day, just looking around and then napping, and then I wonder if you could actually still listen to the sound of the ocean on the inside. At number 2 we have the Bisate Lodge. Okay, so this is basically a resort you can stay in, so no wonder it's freaking beautiful, but it's crazy cool, and if you have all the money in the world, I'm sure you could live here forever. Bisate Lodge is located in a natural amphitheater of an eroded volcanic cone in Rwanda. It has amazing views of the Bizoki and Karazimbi volcanoes rearing up through Afro-alpine forests. 6 opulent forest villas give visitors maximum comfort and views, all the while adhering to environmentally responsible principles and reflecting the rich culture of Rwanda. It is near a trail where many are guided through guerrilla territory, and you are surrounded by nature and wildlife constantly. These rooms also happen to look like the coolest 60s inspired treehouses protruding out of the volcano cone. On the inside, almost everything is made of natural materials, and I don't know how else to put it. It's just breathtaking. And finally, coming in at our number 1 spot, and only beating out the Bisate Lodge for nostalgic reasons, is the Flintstones house located also in Malibu, California. Sadly, you don't have any dinosaur bones or friendly animals to help you do your household chores, but but you will find a beautiful house made of almost entirely out of stone-like material to give it that stone look and tons of gorgeous outdoor views. We all might have to put our money together for this one though, because it recently sold a few years back for $3.5 million. So save your dino bucks. I grew up watching the Flintstones with my family, and it still to this day is one of my dad's favorite cartoons of all time. And if I ever get rich and famous, Dad, I'll buy you the Flintstones house. But that also means you will have to use the self-pedal car that comes with it, and sorry, there's nothing I can do about that. Anyway, that has been our top 10 craziest houses you won't believe people actually live in. Which one was your favorite? Honestly, mine is still the places in Rwanda, but anything that looks like a treehouse or even like the home of George of the Jungle will always pique my interest. Anyway, let me know down in the comments, everyone, and don't forget to like and smash that subscribe button down below. I have been your host, Dewey Stewart, and I will see you all back here very, very soon. Until next time, see ya, B.